Michael, just the 5 runners on the day, but 3 in the one race, 2 in the other. Starting in the 7th with Angel's Power, number 9, Pierce Stratum, JP van der Merwe on Spring Steel, and number 2, Will Pays and Craig Zaki.
Yes, Andrew, Will Pays with Craig Zaki. They've built up a great relationship with one another, have affinity for each other. He's done very, very well with Craig. I think he's a big runner, albeit that he has a big weight, but he's in a very good space at the moment, so we're expecting a big run from him. Angel's Power was very luckless in his last run. He found all the trouble in the world. He was bumped coming out of the pens. Pierre didn't get a clear passage the whole way up the straight, and Pierre said he was the most unlucky horse in the race. He said if we could find a race on the inside track over 1,200 metres, he'd be in with a chance if he could pull a draw. But again, he hasn't got the best of draws. And if we can get luck in running and he can get out of the pens decently, he wouldn't be without a chance because he's in good space at the moment. The other horse, Spring Steel, he's been honest campaigner, but I think the handicap has got onto him on 1 or 2 of his runs. They penalised him quite harshly. They say yes, that they feel that he's above his rating, but they must understand he's not the soundest of horses, so we've had to place him carefully. So I think that he is a horse that they've really got on top of. So of the 3, I probably think he's the one of those, the slightest chance.
And probably Angel's Power, with a bit of luck, the right one.
Yeah, if he has the luck, he's weighted and to be the horse that could be the best of the 3, but Will Pays an undeniable chance. Just the weight is a worrying factor.
Then on to the 8th, where you've got Ideal Secret once again with Pierre aboard, and number 1, Varimax, this time with Craig Zaki.
Yes, Andrew, there again. You look at Varimax's rating, a 91. I cannot believe why these young horses are subjected to this type of rating. These horses are persecuted at an early stage of their career, and I cannot believe it. It irks me. What must you do? Must you run a horse and run him no good so that he can get dropped? I'm not that type of trainer. I don't race my horses and race him and play ducks and drakes with him so that he's going to drop his rating. I try and take my horses to the race course as fit as possible and race them so that they can run consistently well. So you race him and he races and he's placed or he's just off the placings. So his rating stays there for 91 and he's not competitive. So that poor owner doesn't get a chance to recoup his money. And now you tell me this is a horse who's run after he's rated a 91 and he was soundly beaten, but he's still off a 91. Maybe on Saturday he's going to come out and win, and the handicappers are going to say, well, Mr. AZZIE, what do you have to say for yourself now? But it would surprise me. The other horse of mine, he's a decent sort of horse. He's a hard knocker. I think he's a horse who's going to win his races, but also he's quite high up in the ratings. I'm waiting to see how he runs. It would surprise me, but I'm expecting a decent sort of run out of him. It's a very, very small field. It's not the biggest field in the world, but I'm expecting decent runs from them both. But for me to stand here and say that I expect them to win would be brave of me because of the way they are rated.
Tim, starting off in the first race, you said we could expect some improvement from Rendezvous. We got just that. Can she continue on her improvement curve?
She was certainly very green last time out, so she actually hit the front and kind of did this, all at sea. But yeah, one hopes she can carry on. I think she will with a bit more experience. Thought about the blinkers, but she's still young in terms of her racing career. And Goodman Dalamasi always does a great job for us, and we'll be hoping for a good result.
Then we move on to Guns N' Roses in race 3, 4 consecutive victories. She looks like she's destined for better things to come.
One would hope so. You also got to worry that she may be hitting her mark, but she's done nothing wrong. She's won from the back in pretty impressive style. So she hasn't seen the grass in between her vaccines, and you have to go slowly with the horse sickness vaccine. So she may be a bit underdone. But that being said, this is a small field, and she's a very sound filly, so she'll be right in the hard going. And you just got to take your chances. You've got to get cracking. If she is good enough for those bigger races, she'll need to qualify, so we have to start now.
Is her run to Alexa a good barometer? Because Alexa's pretty decent as well.
Yeah, that was obviously a good run. She's done nothing wrong, this filly, and just one of those you kind of hope they keep improving.
Alec, without sounding unnecessarily poetic, the Spring Spree Grade 3 is the feature race of the day on Saturday, and you've got 3 runners in a very competitive lineup.
3 in the Grade 3, yeah. Look, it is an open-looking race. I think we've got 3 worthy runners. The draw is obviously a factor, being on the inside track, and Romy's Boy came out best on the draw. But the other 2 horses are very well. Amazing Strike, he's done. I mean, he's beaten Romy's Boy before, and Pure Blonde has improved lately. So I think we've got three in with a shout. I think all quite well, and I hope to run 1, 2, 3.
Well, as we were discussing off air, this was formerly the August Stakes, which was a build-up to the Emerald Cup, which is no longer. But your horses are not specifically being prepped for another race. This is a race that they appear to be targeting.
Yeah, correct. I mean, it's right up all 3 of their alley. They're good 1,200 meter horses. They're not looking to go to a 1,400 or a mile. Having said that, I'm still quite keen to try Romy's Boy over the 1,400. And Amazing Strike has proved lately that 1,400 is to his liking, because as he's getting on, he's not quite as speedy, and he's sort of a bit more relaxed in a way.
So how did the jockey arrangements work as far as these 3 particular horses were concerned?
Very good question. I mean, I wasn't sure we were going to run Pure Blonde 12 out of 12. I asked Mike if he wanted to run his horse, and he was umming and ahhing, so I hadn't booked a jockey, and Washon came available last minute, which is pleasing for Mike. He's happy to have Washon. Randall, he had the choice, and he chose more on draw than anything. He's won 2 races in a row on Pure Blonde, so he was quite partial to him. But Romy's Boy he's a serious horse, and he's been working well, so he won with the draw. And then Amazing Strike, we waited also to see if Anthony Dalpesh is not going to be in town. So once he wasn't in town, suddenly found out that Francis Herald, who's actually won on him a couple of times, gets a good tune out of him, was available, so that's how it happened.